Hello and welcome back to Ciconia When They Cry. Today we're going to be starting chapter 3, I believe. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so we left off on this quote. Our bows are in our hands, our arrows are in are our hearts. We shall not falter when we shoot. Oath of the Ninth Prime Chivalric Order. Oh, and it's this thing again. This moon thing. I don't remember if it's different at all from when we saw it last time. But interesting, interesting. A new room has been created, Poyo! What would you like to call this room, Poyo? What should we pick? I suck at stuff like this. Does it matter? Just call it the War Cat room. Okay, but what kind of room should we make it? Just whatever. Go ahead and copy the data from our hotel's banquet room. Nah, that'd be boring. They've come all the way out to Japan for this International Battle Standard Festival thing. Do you even care about being a good host? Anyway, what is it non-Japanese people want to visit in Japan? Kyoto, obviously. They can't visit there now even if they want to, so they'll like it, right? You can't use Kyoto's data in Japan. Oh, right. That thing. Every country's so strict these days. Is everything ready over there? I'm about to bring everyone over. Ah, crap, we gotta hurry. Let's just do something from the hotel. Where do Japanese people like to relax after a match? Well, when we're done with work, we take a bath, I guess. Ah, perfect. Japanese inns always have big public baths as their selling point, right? That'll do nicely. Something about that seems wrong, but okay. I've pulled the public bath data from our hotel's website. Got it. So, something like this? Meow manipulated several things on his mental tablet, and the dark world instantly became the public bath of the hotel where the AOU Japan athletes were staying. There was an open-air bath on the outside and a sauna on the inside. A splendid example of a Japanese-style public bath. Personally, Meow felt it would be really weird to have a post-match celebration in a public bath. However, Jaden said this was so much more Japanese, so he gave in reluctantly. Is the room ready? Please tell me its name. Okay, random it is then. Room name, It's a Wrap Public Bath. Roger that, Poyo. You have created It's a Wrap Public Bath, Poyo. What's up with that name? Well, you think up a better one. Ooh, that's incredible. You made it the bath at our hotel, huh? Too bad I'm my avatar and can't take my clothes off. I mean, you could just put on a naked nod. Oh, amazing! If you put your foot in the bath, you can actually feel the hot water. I figured there'd be no point making it a bath if you didn't reproduce it with at least that much detail. Someone wants to enter the room, Poyo. Will you give them access, Poyo? Everyone's here. Meow, please give them access. Sure. When Meow gave them access, the enemies they'd just been fighting to the death against appeared one by one near the bath. Thanks for coming, everyone. Please relax. Oh, they really came. I mean, I'm still not sure about this. If those COU guys ask who the Glass Sea belongs to, what should we do? I'd rather not start a deathmatch when the competition's already over. Same here. One moment I start saying the Atlantis Spirit Field is on the high seas, so the ACR can't keep it all for themselves, and the next we're kicking off World War IV. I'm Ling Li of COU China, the captain of Baibao Squad. I thank you for inviting me here. How shameless to hold a party in a public bath. As I suspected, the people of AOU Japan have lost their Japanese souls. Who knows? Maybe she'll change into a nude avatar to match the scene. How shameless can one be? Princess, you need not remain in this undignified room a second longer. True, it would be undignified to enter a bathhouse with a clothed avatar. Oh, but didn't I have a bath towel avatar? Princess, you mustn't! No! This guy's so funny. Thanks for the invitation. I'm Aisha from COU Indonesia. This red-faced weirdo is Momotake from COU Japan. I'm Sujatha, COU India, captain of Suparna Squad. I'm Rakshana from COU Saudi Arabia. I'm Andri, Suparna's peacemaker. Hey there, woo! This guy's also funny. All of these purple-haired gentlemen. Oh, I'm from COU Madagascar. Racially, I'm closer to that guy and gal, but a bunch of stuff happened and I'm in the COU's faction. Nice to meet you. Perhaps we should avoid the topic of the Mozambique Channel dispute today. I'm Rethabil, leader of Squad 601 from ACR South Africa. I'm Ishak from ACR Algeria, serving as Princess Rethabil's caretaker and guard. And I'm Abdo from ACR Senegal. If you know, I gave him such like an anime protagonist voice. Deku! I don't remember what voices I gave last time, low key, so I will do my best. We'll probably just, as they appear more, settle into some that hopefully stick better. There were so many in such quick succession last time, and I'm like, I don't know. And also, I'm still doing my best with the names, but I apologize if I get any wrong. I've looked at the pronunciation for some of them, but I gotta ingrain it into my head. But anyways, if you notice anything strange about the princess, whisper it to us instead of telling her directly. Too much honesty can be painful after all. There's nothing there! I didn't even spill any sauce or breadcrumbs today! You ought to praise me! Princess Rethabil is a member of the African royal family. I never thought I'd see a princess in this day and age. I'm Noor of the ACR 1st Aerial Night Corps, the Cairo Memorial Squad. I'm from ACR Egypt. This cool, mysterious girl is Mariana from ACR Angola. Don't touch me so casually. I'm Mariana. This fluffy little cutie is Ganet from ACR Ethiopia. Pet, pet. Don't run away. Stop petting my head! Only big sis Noor gets to pet me. Stop smothering me. Don't touch me, Noor. Don't run away, Ganet. They're so cute. Oh my god, those three are so Yuri! This is so famous for Yuri, worldwide Yuri. Yuri is love's purest form. Neither countries nor factions nor continents can stand in its way. I'm saying, like, we're the ABN's 012 Holy Agent Corps, Yelado Shavid. The three of us will show you humanity's greatest miracle of harmony. Their particular brand of excitement left the straight-laced COU stunned, as well as Meow and those from the AOU. This is so awesome. They're also in charge of PR for the kids. Basically, they do pop idol stuff too. Leah is from ABN Israel, Fatma from ABN Turkey, and Stefania is from ABN Romania. Okay. I'm Stanislav from ABN Poland, part of the ABN Peace Department's Holy 0901st Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad, Balathat Suyuf. This is my colleague, Naomi. Pleased to meet you. I'm Naomi from ABN France. And, Naima, stop being embarrassed and greet everyone. Wow! I'm so sorry I went so wild in the match just now. Please forgive me, everyone. Wow! No, it is I who must apologize. I judged you by your appearance and underestimated you. You there, Naima! Manners dictate that a champion act like a champion in front of the losers. Hold your head up high so that the losers may speak proudly of the one who defeated them when they return home. I know, but I want to find a hole to crawl into. Wow!
You're far
far too self-deprecating. We don't want you losing sleep from self-hatred again. Naomi. I'll give her a tiny bit of anti-anxiety meds. Wow! How'd you like that? Naima, the invincible girl, is the strongest in the world! Wow! And I'm the beautiful fairy girl from AOU Finland, Lilia! Meow! This lame hick is Koshka from AOU Russia. Shut up. I wouldn't mind letting loose right now. You do not have permission to engage in combat in this room, Poyo. Figures. That's no fun. Sorry, we're late! I'm Chloe from AOU Canada, a member of Grave Mole. I got the room name wrong and had trouble getting in. She tried to get into It's a Rap Public Lust. Hilarious, meow. How does that even? But that's how my Kisame converted the word into text. It was just a minor conversion bug. What if Chloe is the imposter, guys, and she was actually off being evil? But I really like her, so I hope that's not true. Oh my, that must mean you use the word lust a lot. That's not true! Every time she speaks, I know I'm peeking the mic. Apologies, but I have to for her. I get it, it's just a bit of Japanese magic, huh? In Japanese, bathhouse and lust are both pronounced yokujo, and it got converted the wrong way. Personally, I think the lust version would have worked too. It's a bunch of boys and girls in a public bath after all. Too bad we're all using avatars. Then why don't we meet up offline right now? In proper attire for a bathhouse, of course. Stop that, Cookie. Don't turn red just because someone said lust. It's a rap public lust, huh? It's gotta mean those machos from the ACR, right? You mean Ishak's and Abdo's black bodies intertwined? Okay. Nah, he's gotta be wrapped around Stanisla. Oh, they're so yaoi-ful. But, guys, you need to calm down. You can call me Stan. This is giving me a headache. What a vulgar bunch. Would you care for some headache medicine? I can send you the best preparation data. Princess, let us depart at once. This place is entirely unsuitable for one such as you. Is everyone in COU Japan a samurai with a top knot these days? No. Omatake is just like that for some reason. It's strange, he didn't start out that way. This bath feels so nice! Going into a bath in your clothes would be weird, so I'll go look for an avatar without them! Hold on, a maiden's skin mustn't be exposed to anyone but her fated partner. Hey, someone from the ABN! Stop her! This looks fun, so I'll send Naima some body data for a naked avatar. Should I send her a super flat lolly or a short flat lolly? Okay, guys. Big sis Nor, let me hug you! Hey, I told you to stop being so clingy. Gah, and all I want to do is hug Mariana. That's so funny. Hands off, Nor. I want to pet and fluff Ganut now. As I thought, even though our countries are different, we can be friends if we gather together like this. There is truly so much going on. To be honest, all of them had secretly wanted to gather together like this, across faction lines. However, once you stepped outside of your faction, it opened up the possibility for all kinds of touchy subjects, like border disputes and historical issues. They were youths of this era, so they were fully aware that all sides had things they wanted to say. And they were more than a little afraid of encountering the kind of fierce debates you saw on social networking sites. However, when they finally met, not a single person said anything like that out loud. In truth, before coming here, some of them had been eager to question their political opponents on various issues, arguing them down. The AOU and the COU had the Central Glass Sea of Japan border dispute. The COU and the ABN had the Kashmir Spirit Field joint development dispute. The ABN and the ACR had the dispute over ABN occupying forces based in the northern African continent. The ACR and the AOU had the Atlantis Spirit Field dispute. And then there was the issue of AOU Russia interfering with ABN Ukraine, and COU Madagascar and ACR Mozambique's conflict over the Mozambique Channel. It might get confusing with all those initials, but simply put, every faction always had some issue with every other faction. Even though soldiers around the world were supposedly warriors of peace who held up the walls of peace together, everyone had been a bit unsure whether they'd really be able to get along if they interacted directly. However, when they actually met, it was like this. Everyone thought the same thing in their hearts. There may be a lot of problems in this world. There's no helping it. National borders don't just divide the world into countries, but into sets of principles and opinions as well. Borders aren't evil. They're like the walls of a water tank. Land animals live on one side, and water animals live on the other. If you lose your national borders, then you lose the walls of that tank. All the land animals will drown, and the ocean animals will lose their water and die. In the first place, it's arrogant to assume that all life should live the same way. You have to admit that even humans live in different cultures, with different lifestyles, and different ecosystems. So, if national borders are necessary, you must admit that principles and opinions can be different when you cross those borders. Just leave arguing about such issues to diplomats and internet patriots. All of these people were born in different countries and attached to different factions. And yet, today, in this place, they were all friends who had worked hard to become gauntlet knights for the sake of peace, or at least because of their fascination with the sky. After meeting like this, they were all able to think that. Hey, who here uses Kizuna? Everyone raised their hands. Kizuna was a free communication tool developed by a Japanese business. Its main function was conversation translation. Countless similar programs competed for market share, and in the end, Kizuna had been declared the winner. The Japanese company that made it was just a small collection of young people, so small that they'd be conceited to even call themselves a company. At first, its capabilities and all other aspects of it were nowhere near as efficient as those produced by massive corporations around the world. Furthermore, tools like this made people react like imprinting chicks, and that they tended to always use the first tool they installed and were used to. That was why massive corporations created several tools aimed at youngsters. However, in the end, those youngsters turned their backs on all those tools. Of course, the young wouldn't be swayed by features pushed on them by old people, resting on their laurels while scheming to gain an economic advantage. They always had ATM-type features, greedy service contracts with cancellation fees, and so on. In the end, those convenient features always came at the cost of being dragged into some paid service, or else having your data collected. The usual malicious things adults did. In that environment, the simple tool called Kizuna spread by word of mouth to more and more young people everywhere. The circle of youngsters wanting to support it spread across the world, and young engineers from all over the planet cultivated it. In this way, the tool youngsters used to translate conversations, Kizuna, was created solely by the young. It was passed around by young people all over the world, and now it had the greatest usage rates everywhere, at least among the young. The massive corporations realized their mistake and tried to buy up Kizuna, but the tool created by the young and for the young never fell into the hands of greedy adults. To this very day, Kizuna helps to translate conversations between young people who speak different languages. Even now, young people around the world continue to strengthen its translation and dictionary capabilities, making it capable of translating even modern slang. As could be seen here, people from dozens of countries were speaking frankly in their native languages, but it was all being automatically and quite smoothly translated by the Kizuna apps each of them had installed. No one had problems communicating. Long gone were the days when language was a barrier to forming friendships. Of course, it could do more than just translate. It also had a familiar chat feature, a mini-vlog feature, and the ability to upload photos for self-satisfaction or to brag, and much more. In short, it used a mental tablet and mental display to directly do the things old humanity had used smartphones for. And it all happened inside that person's head, so outsiders couldn't see what they were doing. No one could tell if they had it activated during class. When adults activated it, it took all their concentration, so they couldn't use it well. However, kids of the new generation were used to background operation. People in the generation that did their homework while watching TV might remember their parents telling them to turn the TV off, since they wouldn't be able to concentrate. However, even at that time, they could watch TV, listen to music, and do their homework while simultaneously texting on their smartphones. Kids these days were very proficient at that sort of parallel processing, which allowed them to do many tasks at once. This is very interesting. I think it's... I mean, obviously they're drawing parallels to, like, now, but just very interesting. Once they reached a certain skill level, kids like this were called parallel processors, and their ability was measured in units of parallel processor power, or P3, Persona 3. This sort of ability couldn't be mastered unless they received special training before a certain age. Not only was that talent necessary for using high-tech weapons like gauntlets, but it was thought to be a likely requirement for unknown technologies that might come into existence in the future. For that reason, in countries across the world, parallel thinking training from a young age was made mandatory as a matter of national policy. This was the first generation. The people here represented those with the highest parallel processing power from several countries. And so, it was normal for them to communicate through Kizuna even while on the job. Technically, they were forbidden from playing with tools like that so they could concentrate on their work, but, well, you couldn't tell someone was using a tool inside their brain just by looking at them. On top of that, they were talented parallel processors, so using Kizuna on the side didn't distract them at all. Soldiers from all countries were forbidden from using Kizuna, but they all did. On the contrary, they preferred the youth-targeted, easy-to-use Kizuna to the inflexible military communication tools that had been built for adult reasons, and they often chatted with Kizuna during missions. Wait, so we're all using Kizuna? I thought each country had its own tool. Kizuna is convenient, and its stickers and icons are really cute. So cute, Poyo! Kiddo! I use the Kero Poyo stickers and stuff too. They're so cute! Wow! I'm Kero Poyo, the outie frog Poyo! My hobbies are sleeping, eating, and dancing, Poyo! If you have any questions about Kizuna features, ask me whenever you like, Poyo! If you ask how to delete me, I'll send all the pictures stored in your mental MyPics to your friends, Poyo! I use the hottie icons. Well, when all the girls are using a tool, we guys have to use it too. The tools from our country are also stuffy. The tools in the ABN have no spark to them, so they aren't too popular. I really should be using a tool from my country, but this is so easy and convenient that I keep using it. I don't really care which tool I use, but everyone around me uses Kizuna, so I reluctantly gave in. I used to use something else. I switched over because everyone I knew used Kizuna, meow. Kizuna has so many free games. I make friends just to get hearts in Wanyadora. Me too. Oh, you do Wanyadora? Hey, who's your main? I use an ultra-rare Wanya noose I built up into a counterstop. Yeah, we've got ourselves an addict. I'll send you reinforcements, so tell me your ID. The rules forbid it, but the princess likes Kizuna, so basically, everyone else uses it, so you want to use it too, and that's how it's spread across the world. My. It's as though Kizuna, or interpersonal bonds, have tied friends from around the world together. Guys, it's like the word and the meaning of the word. What a wonderful thing. You say that, but you all still have the ad blocker installed, don't you? Everyone around him raised their hands at once and burst out laughing. I'm the only one who doesn't have one! Someone tell me where I can find a good app! If you don't mind using one from the ABN, I can link you to a download site. Nice. By the way, since we're all here, why don't we send each other friend requests? Sounds good. There's no rule saying you can't friend someone from another faction, right? There is, but interactions on Kizuna are practically unregulated. Now that sounds interesting. Sure. I'll grant people from the other factions the honor of friending Super Genius Jaden. to make a friend request? Lieutenant Lingji? I would be happy to accept, Lieutenant Meow, ace from the AOU. You can just call me Meow. Then please call me Lingji. You're quite the ace yourself, Lingji. Let's fight again sometime. I'd also like to try joining forces and fighting against an AI opponent. No, Lingji! No AI! No AI! Not in this day and age! Everyone started... I know it's not this... Whatever. Everyone started exchanging friend requests with the people closest to them. Peace and harmony. Hard to think of a better phrase to describe it. It would have felt extremely strange to enter the water itself with clothed avatars, so people formed groups here and there, dipping their feet in it like it was a foot bath and chatting happily. That really is peace and harmony. However, the open-air bath was unsurprisingly the most popular spot. This place had an ocean view that was absolutely beautiful. Thanks to the luminous 8MS, the fantastical blue of the vast glass sea could be seen even in the darkness. However, its beauty was hollow, and it made everyone feel a bit sentimental. The site of this year's festival, the Gifu Prefecture in AOU Japan, didn't originally have a view of the sea. The sea they were looking at wasn't filled with salt water, but with earth that had all melted to glass after experiencing unimaginable heat. During World War III, Japan had been hit by a single solar warhead. Everything in a vast area stretching from central Gifu to Osaka had evaporated. All of it had melted, hardened, and turned into a desolate ocean of glass. That one strike had split the Japanese archipelago in half. It was fantastical, beautiful, and also the scar from a fearsome war where masses of people had instantly evaporated. However, what's truly interesting is that no one present here knew who had created this glass sea. On the contrary, they didn't even know which countries had fought which in World War III, or what had started it. They didn't even know the details of how it had resolved itself in the end. Of course, you couldn't find this information by searching for it on the net. After all, memories from World War III had been sealed off from the entire world. Why did humanity choose not to learn from its mistakes? Probably because we finally realized that our foolishness makes learning pointless. There are as many histories as there are people who tell it. Eventually, individual histories will contradict each other, providing fuel for new fires. Just forgetting everything is better than giving rise to new hatred. In the B3W era, intense historical research into wars had taken place across the planet, ostensibly to prevent war from repeating again. However, in the end, humans are only capable of interpreting history in ways that suit themselves. As a result, recorded history began to change depending on each person's country and faction's needs. On each person's countries and factions' needs. A long time later, these histories began to bump into each other, and everyone started criticizing everyone else. In short, the research that was supposed to stop war from repeating became the fuel for new wars. And so, when on the brink of extinction, humanity picked a certain option for the first time. It decided not to write down the history of the war. What countries fought in World War III, for what reason, and how did they destroy the world? All of that information was carefully sealed. All this generation knew was that World War III had happened, and that humanity had almost gone extinct. They only knew that, as a result of the war, many places throughout the world had been scarred so badly that even the topography had changed. These days, we don't even know what World War III was or why it happened. Do you want to know? At this point, there's no need to know. Yeah, after all, if we did know, everyone here might not be able to get along. How? Well, even if I found out right now, I wouldn't let it bother me. Yeah, I agree. Even if our countries were going at it, that has nothing to do with the people here now. My America and Meow's Japan fought all out in World War II. That's interesting that they still have information from the other world wars, but not World War III. but that doesn't stand in the way of our friendship. Meow and Jaden high-fived in a way that showed they were men who knew each other well. My country had a war with America too, but I just want to be friends with Jaden. Wow. Well, me too. I have no desire to crudely demand that Meow apologize for the Sino-Japanese war. It isn't as though Meow ever attacked us. We hadn't even been born yet. Indeed, the friendship of the people here shouldn't be affected by things like countries, histories, or the past. And that's why, as we look at this glass sea, there's just one thing we all need to remember. One thing? If people all over the world become friends, a terrifying ocean like this will never appear again. Currently, historical research of World War III was only acceptable as an exception. Currently, historical research of World War III was only acceptable as an exception among exceptions inside special research institutions. Even trying to learn about it was a crime. In recent years, even investigating the region of AOU Japan that had been evaporated by a solar warhead had been added to this taboo. So, pictures and even old maps of Japan's beloved and beautiful ancient capital, Kyoto, had been banned. Eventually, the simple fact that a beautiful city called Kyoto had existed would probably fade from memory. If that was a necessary sacrifice to prevent another war, then just how horrible is war? And how horrible are humans who can't help but push towards war? Japan and America, who fought in World War II, did develop a strong friendship following the war. However, some have argued that this was simply because that relationship was necessary in the Cold War that followed. In the end, as long as countries lead people by the nose, it may be fair to say that everything happens for the convenience of those countries, regardless of whether people end up hating each other or becoming friends. As for this fantastical, blue, beautiful glass sea, everyone had chosen to ignore the fact that crowds of people had evaporated and died here in an instant. Maybe they had finally accepted that humans aren't creatures who can learn, but creatures who hate each other and long for war. Listen, everyone. Meow shook his head slightly, regaining his bright expression, then stood up and spoke to everyone. Oddly, despite how many people were here, they all had the same look on their faces. You know, we may be from different countries and different factions, and who knows how this world is going to turn out. But no matter how much time passes, and no matter what happens, I'd like for us to be friends. Ling Ji felt exactly the same, and so did everyone else. They all looked at each other and nodded. I agree. We're all friends supporting the walls of peace together. Someday, we may meet again as enemies, but still, we'll still be friends! Indeed, there is a great difference between opposing each other with hatred and doing so with friendship and respect despite our differing factions. In the first place, our sole mission is to give those old politicians time to cool their heads and resolve disputes. Yeah, Meow. I don't want to start killing each other because some old person orders me to. Meow, meow. That's right, Rookie. We aren't the adults' pawns. Exactly. There's no need for us to kill each other. We just have to buy time, so those old people can chill their boiling heads. That's not something a soldier should even say. We're comrades We're comrades supporting the walls of peace before we're soldiers. That's right. We didn't come here because we wanted a war. We're here because war is no joke. Even if there is a war, we should resolve it with matches and games like today. By now, everyone had the same feeling, the same words on the tips of their tongues. Meow, the one who had brought up this subject, spoke those words aloud before anyone else. No matter what those asshole adults say, we definitely won't kill each other. So, you don't think that would be impossible? While still carrying out our duties as soldiers? If your shield breaks, you should surrender willingly and retreat. And you should never chase after people when they do that. Oh. After all, our left arms are so valuable, they can't afford to let us get shot down needlessly. That's right. Even the IPMA says you can't attack an enemy who's lost the will to fight. Does that just apply to those of us present? It doesn't, right? My friends' friends are all my friends. Let's have our friends and everyone else's friends all be friends. At this moment, all the Gauntlet Knights in the world just became friends. I'll make my friend list visible to all of you. I second that. I'll make my whole friend list visible too. I don't have any friends. Then start packing your friend list today. You'll have so many Wanyadora hearts, you won't know what to do with them. Oh, okay then. Of course, just sending a friend request didn't automatically make them best buddies. They were probably doing it partly out of politeness, sort of like exchanging business cards. And anyway, what did it really mean to send a friend request to someone from a different country whose face you've never seen? However, even if it was just a formality, at this very moment, all the young Gauntlet Knights, who wielded the cutting edge of the world's military might, were joined by bonds of friendship. So instead of the tennis court oath, it's a public bath oath. And let's make an oath, just like Jacques-Louis David's famous painting. We are friends and allies supporting the walls of peace. We will never hurt our friends. As everyone took an oath-making pose of their own choosing, they swore to hold true to the same sentiment. We're all friends. Oh? I don't know who this is. Oh? What's so funny? Oh? Who are you calling friends? You say, well, you'll never kill each other when that's all your job is? What's so funny? What's so funny? You're the one who's going to be doing the killing. You are. I'm going to kill? Oh! Right over there, I am sending Wanyadora hearts to Koshka. Koshka is gaping at how many hearts she's received. Across from us, Lingji is installing Wanyadora with Meow's referral ID. Take those two you're happily chatting with right now. Koshka? Lingji? What about them? You're going to kill them. You are, by your own hands. Why? Why would I kill my comrades? Like Koshka or Lingji? Did you forget? To kill, to destroy. That's the sole reason you were created in the first place. I don't understand. Who even are you? Why do you look like me? I am you. I'm one of the many yous inside you. And because I know the horrifying reason you were created, I've come to put a stop to it, as your inner conscience. What are you talking about? I don't get it. You are an object worthy of hatred. You were created for the sole purpose of killing and destroying. Any other actions you take are merely steps along the path to achieving your final goal. I'll say it again. You're a cursed creature, created only to kill and destroy. Are you kidding me? Don't decide that on your own. I'm Mitake Meow. I always have and always will live by my own willpower. So I was created to kill and destroy, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. No one ever ordered me to do something like that. Even if they did, like hell I'll obey them. And yet, you already are a Gauntlet Knight. So what? Gauntlet Knights are individuals with the firepower of a warship, the ultimate cutting edge of military might. You're steadily preparing for your goal of death and destruction. But that's not why I became a Gauntlet Knight. I just wanted to fly. That's why I made it my goal to become one. Well, it's true that I was able to choose the path because Dad had me undergo parallel processor training ever since I was a baby, but let me tell you a bit about your future. You're going to kill that girl called Koshka and that girl called Lingji, with whom you've been chatting so happily. I don't care what you say, idiot. I won't kill them. We just swore we wouldn't. And it's not just those two. I definitely won't kill anyone here, any of their friends I haven't met yet. I'm not the only one who swore. We all did. All of us. All of us. No, they'll all kill each other too. This playing at friendship is meaningless, worthless, and every single one of you will kill each other. Shut up. Shut up! This is a future you'll definitely reach, and a fixed event you'll definitely carry out. Take that girl there, Ling Ji, whom I just said you'd kill. I can even tell you how you'll kill her. It'll be a close range, face-to-face aerial fight. You'll shatter Ling Ji's head with a punch backed by a force field. In the back of my mind appeared the image of my fist smashing through Ling Ji's head in an aerial battle. It's screwing with me. This is an illusion. And even if I did pull Ling Ji into a close-range aerial fight in an actual battle, she's an incredibly talented ace. At the Battle Standard Festival, I was made painfully aware of her skill. Of course we wouldn't let each other get that close so easily. You think I'd hit Ling Ji with my fist in a close-range battle? Who do you think we are? You underestimate Ling Ji too much. If I launched an attack that sluggish, she'd just raise her shield and send me flying away, increasing the distance between us. Under normal circumstances, yes. I think you'd do that, and so would she. But it won't be possible. Not for her to knock you away with her shield. After all, unfortunately for her, she won't be able to use her shield then. So, your fist will continue on and crush her skull. Her rejection shield will malfunction? That's the worst sort of malfunction a gauntlet could have. No, it won't malfunction. You will kill her. That plotline will simply be carried out. I will kill Ling Ji. And not just her. I'll tell you how you'll kill Koshika. Koshika will be swallowed up by a swarm of those guided missiles you love, and the shrapnel will tear her whole body apart until she dies. This time, I saw Koshika plummeting downwards, surrounded by sparks and blood pouring from all over her body. Even you and your partner Jaden will fight fiercely to the death. Same with the others, all of them fiercely exchanging fire over and over, killing each other. A future image flew through my head, unstoppable, of all those friends who had just sworn their friendship. Blood splattered and tears dripped down as they killed each other. That kid's gonna die too, and that one, and him, and her. Every one of them will die. They'll kill each other and be killed. Stop it! Stop showing me these crazy illusions! No, these aren't illusions. You might call them memories from a guaranteed future. You exist, therefore this future must happen. Because I exist? I exist, so everyone's gonna die? I'm gonna kill them? No, I don't want to kill anyone. I want to be friends with everyone forever. You want to protect this world of friendship where interpersonal bonds join you all together? Of course! Protect it! I'll protect friendship and peace throughout the world! That's why I became a Gauntlet Knight! Well, there is just one way to protect this world. Tell me, don't leave me hanging! I want a world where we never become enemies! It's very easy. Just will yourself to disappear. If you do, no one will suffer or be sad. Is the world going to break? Because I exist? What in the world am I? Oh, I'll tell you what you really are. What I really am? I'm Mitake Miao, a Gauntlet Knight of the Aerial Augmented Infantry Unit Warcat from AOU Japan. That's just your backstory. After all, you're just a program built for destruction, which was given the name Mitake Miao. Oh, brother. Okay, wow. Poyo! Kiddo! Looks like we are all happy now. Someone wants to enter the room, Poyo. Will you give them access, Poyo? Whoa, who is it? Ah, they're finally here. It's those big sisters from the Lotso military who ref for us today. We finally made it in! I told you it had to be a text conversation screw-up. Or text conversion, maybe that was. Japanese is hard. This is clearly a structural flaw in the Kizuna translator. So, you two also ended up with It's a Wrap Public Lust? Well, my country's official language is Portuguese after all. Japanese is tough. That proves you use lust a lot in your emails. Welcome, you two, to the It's a Wrap Public Bath. Guess that means it's time for a storm of friend requests. You have received a friend request, Poyo! 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 And etc. Whoa! What in the... My mental display got filled up with Kiddo Poyos! That's quite a welcome. Thanks for the invitation. We're Valentina from Lotso, Brazil, and Carmen from Lotso, Mexico. Just this once, I'll let you call me Mari, okay? That means we'll have to do the public bath oath again! Wow! If bonds of friendship tie the world together, humanity will never make such a foolish mistake again. Meow, you may initiate the oath once more. Sure, then let's all do it again, okay? Wait, what? What's going on? You're just a murder program. Interesting. Well, I guess that is where we will be leaving off for today. With the end of the chapter. Let me save on this screen. But yes, thank you everyone for coming. Some unexpected things maybe happened. I don't really know what to make of everything, but yes, I will see you next time with chapter 4, and thank you for watching.